Hello and welcome to the Kayden Show, today's best country mix. Joining us back here on the show is Chris from the Whythouse. Chris, how we doing today?
Kayden, I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me today.
It is my pleasure. Thanks so much for coming back. I know it's been over a little 2 years and too
Yeah,
long to, chat and see what's been going on with you.
absolutely. Yeah, it's a lot's happened over the last couple of years since we last spoke. So yeah, let's get right into it.
Awesome. Sounds good. But before we do that, tell us to those that, because I obviously have a lot more people listening now, tell
Sure.
those that may not know much about you a little bit about yourself and how you got started in the music industry.
Absolutely. So my name's Chris Hale. I'm from my urban artist name is called the Whythouse. I'm a multi-genre artist, primarily country, uh, that mixes urban music with country. So it's kind of in the middle lane between the two. I've been doing this for many, many years. Um, I'm a self-produced artist. I also have help, of course, but for the most part, I write all my own stuff and produce the majority of my own music as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been doing it for a good 20 years now, at least.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you have a brand new song that you sent me just recently, and that song is called Full Tank of Gas, which, ooh, what an interesting title. Tell us more about that song.
Oh yeah, this is our Full Tank of Gas is our latest release. The song is produced by Juno Award-winning musician Dave Murray. I wrote the song actually about my wife. I wrote the song about how we used to sneak out together and hang out and how our lives have flourished throughout the years. And I wanted to commemorate that with an amazing song as well as an amazing video that we just released as well.
That's exciting, and to have a video with it, and I had a chance to listen to the song, and it was very good. It was amazing. So, congrats on all that.
I really appreciate it. The song is about longevity within a relationship. My wife and I have been together for 23 years. Um, and I wanted to come correct with something that is in the same lane as what I'm doing currently, as well as something that might sound a little fresh to people. So, yeah.
So, what's next for you? Do you have any upcoming singles or projects you want to tell us a little bit about?
Oh, well, I mean, as you probably know, I release a tune almost every 2 months, and have
Hmm.
been for the last 4 years. This year, I've released multiple titles. Um, the one prior to Full Tank of Gas was a song called Find It in You, which featured my city's power choir, Baptist Black Power Choir, on the song. And it's a urban country vibe as well. Meets Southern gospel. It's kind of really cool. Um, I released another song called Coffee, which um, is basically about a guy that kept seeing the same woman in the same place, and their eyes keep meeting, and they kept flirting, but he was too nervous to approach her. That's what that song's about. It's kind of cool. But in the future, yeah, I mean, I've got like 10 songs sitting waiting to get released. And I never stop working. So it's a constant grind, Kate. And as you know, oh, and by the way, congratulations for your ISS award.
Oh,
I'm
thank you.
blown away, man. You deserve it. I mean, amazing stuff. Amazing stuff right there, man. I'm proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much. Very much appreciated.
We just got single of the year as well. International male single
You
single of the
did.
year for our song called Fly Away as well.
Yes, you did. And were you at the
Yeah.
ISSA?
No, man, we would have saw each other if I was. The unfortunate thing was is
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't see you there. So
because I'm all the way up here in Canada, and the amount of money, I can't lie. I mean, I can't blow
right.
5 grand. I couldn't blow the 5 grand to come down there. Because that's what it would have
It's
cost me.
expensive.
Flights would have been $2,400, just flights. So
Wow.
yeah. And I got a family. As you know, I'm a family
Right.
man,
Yes.
and I need to take care of the bills. I mean,
Yeah.
music hopefully one day will, but for the time being, I work a 9 to 5 just like any other Joe Schmo blue collar guy. So
Most
yeah,
musicians do a 9 to 5 though, so just saying.
absolutely. Absolutely. I'd love to, however,
That's a
do music
grind.
full time, of course. But
Absolutely.
yeah. And I'm independent. I have my own independent label called Northern Rebel Music. I have my own publishing company as well. So um, I'm constantly working behind the music as well. So it's a labor of love, 100%.
So, what advice would you give to someone that may want to get into the music industry, singers, songwriters, anybody that wants to get into the industry? What would you tell them in your own words, Chris?
In my own words, well, there wouldn't be anybody else's words, but I can tell you, um, listen, my first album, The Country Files, just got certified platinum. Um, we've streamed over 3 million on that record, and
Oh wow.
the whole idea and the whole formula for this was to put it in front of people where they had no choice but to hear it. That's my advice. Search out things that people have to hear your music. So what I mean by that is find find whoever gets the music in the malls. Find whoever gets your playlists on the in the airports, on the playlists on the back of the
Hmm.
seats of the airport seats, the trains, the shopping centers, the restaurants, the gyms. You find those people because the people that are in those areas have no choice. And once they get you, once you hook them with your music, like all I can tell you is our Shazams, the app Shazam, where people
Yes.
Shazam. I know it works because my average monthly Shazam on Apple is over 10,000 a month Shazams. So it's being heard somewhere, right? And people are sticking their phone up in the air. They want to know who did it. So what my advice is to try and get your music in front of people where they have no choice but to hear it. Because a lot of the times you just tell people, "Oh, check me out, blah blah blah." Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
we'll check you out, but they never really do. So
Hmm.
the reality is once if you've got a really good product and your song or your songs are really good, or even not the greatest, but people can relate
Hmm.
to them, put it in front of them where they have no choice to kind of hear it. They have to hear it. So that's my advice to all artists, not just up and comings, because the game's changed. There used to be a
Hmm.
time when you could go to the record store and buy an album or buy a
Hmm.
CD or a tape, these kind of things. It's gone. So everybody's grabbing, at whatever straws they can to get people to pay attention. Um, and my key is putting it in front of them without them knowing it, I guess, in a way. uh I brainstormed it. I'm like, how do I get people to listen to me? And the whole thing is, well, put it in front of them where they have no choice but to hear you. So
Chris, I absolutely agree. That is such great advice. And what you mentioned about like the restaurants and stuff like that where they normally play music, that's such a good idea. I love
yeah,
that because
the
they're going to hear
offices,
it anyway if they're going into right.
there's services out there that provide offices, big, huge companies, warehouses, you name it. There's services out there that provide music that is programmed for their demographic. Um, and Film and Sync is also
Hmm.
another avenue. But if you really think about it, it's the same. You're
Right.
putting your music somewhere where people don't really have a choice but to hear it if they want to watch the movie
Right.
or the commercial. And we picked up, I picked up up here in Canada. There's our major internet companies called Rogers,
Hmm.
and I got one of our songs called "Lightning in a Bottle" on a Rogers commercial. And I got a NASCAR commercial and a couple Netflix series. And these are the things that you really have to do in order to get people to hear your stuff. And that's my biggest advice is just you got to put it somewhere where they have to hear you. So, and I appreciate that. People, I think people are just so stuck on the typical, and thinking outside the box is going to get you where you need to be. So, yeah, that's my whole thing.
So where can people learn more about you if they want to learn more?
Absolutely. Well, we have a website which definitely needs a complete revamp, but you can visit us at www.thewhythouse.com, and that is spelt Whythouse, Whythouse. You can find us on all the platforms, of course, YouTube. And if you are going to stream our music, I'd highly recommend maybe hitting Apple or Spotify or Amazon Music. Like a lot of people don't really realize if they have an Amazon account, they get free Amazon Music. So I mean, take advantage of it, right? A lot of people don't. They don't even know it. So that's the cool part.
Very, very well said. And Chris, is there anything that I forgot to mention that you would like to mention before we go today?
Well, the only thing I'd like to mention to people in general, but more so country music lovers, is give new country a chance. A lot of people look at new country as that's not country. Um, there needs to be an evolution in music, and I think the stuff that's coming out right now is that. So giving it a chance, I think you'll like it a lot better than you think, you know. So other than that, be open-minded, stay true to your heart, and just, be yourself. Enjoy life. It's too short not to. That's it.
Yep. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. And Chris, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the Kayden Gordon Show. Today's Best Country Mix. It was great to catch up with you and hope to do it again real soon with you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kayden. You have a blessed night.